out here on some town roads. We're giving my new shear a try. This is a KX 210, Z210. I think the Z has to do with the rotator here. It's a worm and wheel rotator, which is slow, but it's strong, and it won't relief out and spin unpredictably, which I prefer that style. And mostly I did my shopping on YouTube there and figured out what I wanted, and I'm quite happy with it. And the excavator too. I bought this slightly used, and the guy I bought it from made a custom mount here. And Jared, you did a nice job with that. The angle of the mount holes to this mounting plate is critical. So he's got it set up so that you can go like this up to a limb, grab the limb, cut it off, and then set it down. But you can also set down like this and do stuff. So I've got about a mile of road here. You can see where the brush is way out to the pavement. And what I've decided to do, we'll do this side too. Let me come over here and you can kind of see how the brush is. It's a 4-rod road, so we've got 33.5 feet from the center. That's basically all I can reach if I get myself out on the edge of the ditch. So anyway, the way I've been going about it is that I'm shearing all the brush. There's a few tenths of a mile back there that we did. I'm shearing the brush, all the heaviest brush. And then the guys are going to come through and chip it. And then I'm coming behind them with the mulcher. So anything that gets missed or small stuff, I'll be able to just do the mowing down, but I'll be able to move along really fast with the mulcher because all the heavy brush will be gone. So like places like this, sometimes I'll shear some of this, but sometimes when it's mulcher bait, basically if the brush isn't taller than me in the excavator, the mulcher moves very productively through it. If it's much taller than me, the stem size gets to be big enough that the mulcher, my progress slows down. So like if I went to mulch that oak tree right there, oh, I could do it, no problem. But I'd be there for 5 minutes, maybe more, on that one tree. So that's not very productive with the mulcher. So we're trying to match the tool and make it as efficient as possible. Very happy with this girl here, so. All right, I'll try to get some good footage of the shearing. One side has more shearing power than the other. Of course, I go for too much all at once on the first one. There she goes. There she goes. Sometimes it's hard to see in here. I've got that willow. It's like a bog willow, bush willow. That stuff cuts awful nice. Nothing's perfect, you know. Nothing's perfect, but the better bundles I make for the guys, the easier it'll be for them to chip. Now see, I could almost take all that at once, but that would be a little bit much. I can definitely though take that. Like that, and now I'll go in here like this. I have been taking care 25 miles of town road here in my hometown for going on 10 years. I've been the go-to person, and I'm getting older. Let's see what she'll do there. See, chung, right off, huh? Good. The left-hand side, the side that you can see the best, is the stronger side of the grapple. But the other side will do. And the stump can be left like that because when we come through and chip, my guy's gonna be able to cut that stuff when that time comes. Sometimes you gotta feel your way in, try to see where the brush is. You can kind of stick it in like this, take a bundle. Guys will have a mini skid with a grapple to handle the brush and feed the chipper. So I try to make bundles that are the right size. Let's see. Like I was saying, I can mulch a lot of this down. Kind of sweep that in there to cut them off. This is literally my second day running this, so you can make fun of my operation all you want. Sometimes you don't get them all in the cut. You know how that really isn't that bad, but if it's got a root ball on it, I'll cut it. Now, I'm not too worried about these stumps. I'm not too worried about getting too close to the ground, because remember, I'm going to come through with my mulcher and do a clean sweep. Is that necessary? I don't know. Probably not in all places, but figured because where the brush is really heavy. Where the brush is light, we can just mulch it. See, if you can't see, you can kind of sweep them back, find out where they are. in there like that. Cut that sucker off. Oh, we got some root, see. That's alright. Just cut it off. Done. Throw that back. So like I said, I'm not getting too fussy with these stems. Boy, I've got to turn my AC up. You might hear it, but a little getting used to, but it's pretty slick. It's a different way of doing things. But I'm getting older. Gots to be mechanized. Ooh, this oak is going to be fun. Let's do some on this. Let's see here. What do we got? Alright, let's get a couple of limbs out of the way so we can see. We'll come around, make a nice bundle. Let's just gather up that right there, huh? No, she didn't like that. Alright, that was a little bit hardy for the oak, okay? Well, yes and no. It's gone through bigger than 6-inch pine, so that left side is the close side. Just like that. Feel like old cotton top there. You guys know who I'm talking about? Alright, let's get that limb out of our way. That can stay down in there. Let's get this stem out of here. What do you think? She'll grab that, right? Boom. Sunlight in here. Alright, let's see. Like I said, the guys will cut this stuff. Boom. Huh? Working from left to right so that you can get that. The heavier side of the shear is on the left, and then the other side works good for light bundles of stuff. bit big and tough right there. Let's jump ahead a little bit. Boom. Now, a little bit of root there. Guys are good. I'll tell you, the guys that I work with, some of the best guys to do tree work with I have ever worked with. But no man is perfect. Okay? Now, I'll cut that one. I don't know why I'm reaching for this one. It's way back in there. I don't really... gotta think about your motions and your center of gravity, and you know, but it's pretty well sized to this machine, because cutting the biggest thing I can cut way out there, I'm typically not tipping myself over. Now that doesn't mean it couldn't happen. The biggest thing that seems to happen to me is that I get hooked on something that's still connected to the root. There we go. Now we couldn't all that stump down, like I said, but I'll have the guys with a chainsaw do that. They'll be way more efficient. Way more efficient. Oh, see, didn't get it in the blade. There we go. Tell you what, sometimes I'm a little dyslexic, so sometimes I get the controls a little bit backwards. Did it? The guys. Well, I hope some of you are enjoying this. nasty. Come on, rotator. I do wait on the rotator a little bit. I can see exactly what people are talking about when they say, oh, it's kind of slow. But I'm always doing this kind of thing, camp roads. I'm gonna let my clientele know that, like, farm field edges, things like that, we can now be really efficient at keeping them things opened up. I'm just wearing out, I'll tell you. I'm wearing out. These hydraulics make me feel like a new man. You can see the way that was on the pancake. Root mass. Nope. Dang nabbit, Bobby. Dang nabbit, Bobby. Can't have that stuff out in the road overnight. We are coming back tomorrow to chip. So, oh, look at that. One went right through the hole. Oh, use some more of this willow. Maybe I ask it for too much if I do that. Yeah, as a lifelong tree guy, I can tell you, I like this. It's a different approach, you know. I come from the days of hand climbing and hand cutting everything, and but I've been at it 25 years now, believe it or not. Going 20 minutes. And we started down at the truck, so you can see where that is. just take some of them like that. Just so I can see what's going on in here. Like I said, I'll mulch all that down. You don't know what I mean by mulching. I've got a forestry mower that goes on this machine. And that's like a big drum chipper on the end of a stick, so that basically will chop everything down, chop them stumps down. I recently did a job where I did nothing but flushing stumps off with it for a guy in his hunting plot. Good little town here. The biggest problem we have is paying for everything. Yeah, I haven't found too many videos of this shear working in the States. I follow a gentleman on the YouTube there that's over in Finland, Sweden, Norway. I'm really not sure what Scandinavian country he was in, but there's not a lot of content of running these. So, you know, being a YouTuber, I said, well, I get this new tool, we ought to put some content out there. Go till about a half an hour, and then I'll part with you. Because I'll tell you, the machine working videos aren't what everybody wants to see on the channel. They don't do very well. Why? I don't know. I guess I'm just not known for it. Maybe. Very satisfying. right there, I grabbed something that I couldn't cut. So what I do is release that a little bit. This next willow. And then I'll break off from you. Yeah, I like them willows. They're one of my favorite things to cut and chip like that. They don't bind up the chipper. They make a beautiful chip. They're soft to cut. And they shear beautifully. Oh, roots and all. Does good on the honeysuckles too. Bam! Just like that. Alright everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for coming along. Well, that's what the finished product looks like. I'm following through doing the clean sweep with the mulcher. And the guys are right there chipping away. They're on, they're making the third load, which would make 30 yards. Pretty awesome.